That makes me so mad. Yes. I gathered here today. What'd you do to your thigh? You know what? That's something. What did you do to yourself? We're gonna put it that way. I know why my fucking thighs hurt. Because exercising is very, very tiresome. Makes your muscles very sore. Yeah. Oh, it's a clutch. It's a manual.
I know that one.
Yeah.
One time I had a stick shift car. I drove to the big show up in Monroe, Washington, about 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Traffic was horrible halfway through there. The next day I could barely walk. I was fun driving home that night.
No, you fool. It's an automatic. Then why is your thigh sore?
Portland. When my clutch cable.
Oh, fuck. That's fun shit.
Yeah, luckily I was like pretty much on the highway there, so I just put it into
Oliver, no.
fifth gear and
Go on.
I mean the clutch cable is only there to help you navigate through the
Swear to God.
different levels there.
Then how? And what
I
happened?
know what's why I miss having a stick shift.
No, fuck off.
Part of the shift we were doing.
Jesus. You did as fuck, didn't? Huh. That's 50 pounds. That last one was brutal. Whew.
Once you're ready to work up to like 65, that's how much Duchess weighs.
So you just want me to grab her by like the harness and
Okay.
this is my dog. Oh, what would it be like? What is IH? Well, I try to be. It was either continue being an alcoholic or get addicted to other shit that was not super destructive. And so we got addicted to weightlifting.
Okay.
What? What the hell, Mom?
Yeah, that part.
What?
Somebody said, "What the hell, Mom?"
Okay then.
What? Alex B says, "What the hell, Mom?" And what the heck is IH? I don't know. These new kids and their newfangled definition of shit, man. Is this what my mom went through? A whole generation of banter?
Nothing came up for IH.
Internet historian? Maybe. Alright, now let's see if this arm will do what this arm did. Minus the thumb pain that initially started. What forms are you doing right now? Lift. I see. Today is dumbbell, kettlebell curls. We're going to rest then for about 3, possibly 4 days. On the 5th day, we are going to be doing V-ups with side twists, one on each side for each V-up. And then on the in-between days during the weekend, we are going to be doing VR boxing. Shut up. I know that is goofy and does not technically count as boxing, but when I tell you that that shit makes me sweat, you would not believe how much that shit makes me sweat. That is, it makes me sweat so much it smells like gosh darn onions up in here by the time I'm done. Alright, here we go.
Oh, hi. They have a variety pack of kitty toys.
Oh shit, that last one was bad. Alright, there we go.
Oh, watch the toes.
I hope so. Alright. Somebody's out and about. Alright, we're going to start a little differently today. Bye, Shadow. Can you rip my legs off? Rosie, hey!
Just 3-hour drive to Lincoln.
Now. Holy cow. Honey, are you watching the live? I want you to tell me, does her abdomen look bigger? Hey, Kieran.
A few weeks later, years away.
I think that's a yes.
Bigger? I think so. Sorry, I'm kitty toy shopping.
That is our female I almost called it a female Montezuma. I swear to God. I swear to God, if my brain misfires one more time, I'm going to do what the kids call crash out, and things are just going to start flying at random in here. Nothing's going to break because I can't afford shit to break, but shit's going to be flying. Fucking, it's a Monocentropus balfouri tarantula. Lord almighty. Yes, we do. Now, she is looking especially on here. Look at how big that booty is. I don't know if she's been eating or if she is finally preggers. I hope it's the latter. I hope she's a Pregosaurus Rex. The male is back in the back there. You can actually see the differences in the males and the female. See how light her colors are? How she has the darker legs at the second joint on her legs. Look at how dark the males are. Almost completely dark blue. Now this is technically a tarantula. Tarantulas have 2 sets of book lungs, giving them the ability to take in more oxygen. These little guys are primarily insectivores. They enjoy invertebrates like crickets, roaches, mealworms. Primarily insects like crickets that will go and move around a little bit more. But if you go and you decapitate a roach, generally speaking, it will kick in the cage. It's horrible, I know, but you know that's how you do it. I'm hoping something might have changed. But that booty makes me think either babies or pre-molt. What do you guys think? Could be either or. God, I hope we get babies this year. All right, let's get the lid on these critters, and then we are going to bring out the centipede, and then we are going to curl probably 6 more times the 50-pounder, or maybe we'll do 3 cages and then that, because I usually do about 4 sets of those. 50 pounds is a bit much. Ooh, thank you, Kieran. I do appreciate it. He's pushing for more subscribers. Sorry, girl, I didn't mean to jostle your cage. All right, here we go. There we go. Now this is our Vietnamese centipede cage. This little critter is absolutely massive. It could be, Rosie, it could be that she is pre-molt. She's been very lethargic. So we'll just have to keep an eye on the Monocentrobus balfouri female. If she does get bigger, I'm going to be so fucking scared of her. Okay, so, unless... Oh, nope, that's a cricket. Cricket! And we got roaches in here. So this critter has got plenty of... I don't see... Got plenty of food source, but she's not coming out. She could just be pre-molt herself. White in the middle of her body, and her legs are very vibrant. Oh yeah. She had been tucked away inside the cage for some time. We're finally getting her to come out, but I don't know what that entails. She looks fat. She looks very round. So hopefully we're going to get some sort of change in the next few days. If she suddenly gets skinny, yeah, we'll know exactly what happened. She laid thus eggs. Woo, we got 6 likes. What? Here we go. All right. Now, when it comes to this particular animal, if you're going to get one, realize that you're hardly ever going to see it. That's just the way this particular animal is. It is described in the pet trade as being a pet hole. Centipedes in general tend to live under, either under the ground or under objects on the ground. They are primarily nocturnal hunters, coming out and using vibrations and their sense of smell to hunt down prey. They are insectivores, and again, they're hidden. As it stands right now, I have a cage full of prey items that you can see. That's about it. Now, when making sure that the cage is secure, you take the lid. If there's a camera, be very careful about the wire. Set it down there. Make sure it's as flush as possible. Now, this centipede is large enough that we don't necessarily have to worry about it slipping through the lid if there is a tiny gap. but it needs to be a. Would you stop fighting me? Oh my god! Come here. What the shit? Are we making it worse or are we making it better? We're making it better. Okay, good. Jesus Christ.
Also needed to fighter. Make sure you check your work before you fight. Okay.
I'll give a like to the stream. Woo! 7 likes. Thank you, Nova.
Just to make sure all the preparations.
Now remember, when going and buying animals to take care of, that you want to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. Because if you go and get an animal and do not know how to properly take care of it, you are not just risking the animal's life, but risking your own. You never know if you are going to be allergic to an animal's bite. Time to sleep. Okay. Now, one last one, and then we're going to lift weights again. Okay, let's start.
Long-distance international travelers are familiar visitors to the island. Whether cherished pets or exotic zoo transfers, staff here have to be ready to welcome pet passengers traveling during their stay.
Alright, this little critter is down in her den for this night's live. Fortunately, we can actually peer in there.
Now leaving their travels for more than 24 hours.
Get some good sleep, Nova. Lunar Nova is one of the best, if not the best, Beat Saber players I've ever seen. Skill level insane.
Is it really insane, or is that just against your skill level?
Oh, you're so funny, honey. So this is our Theraphosa apophysis, or our Goliath pink leg tarantula. It is related to the what is that? I think it's just called the Goliath tarantula, right? But its cousins are the Theraphosa blondie and the Theraphosa burgundy. She will not get as large a body as they do. She will have just as large of a leg span, just as wide of a leg span. And she will have the same temperament as her cousins. Little flighty, little bitey, little prone to throwing urticating hairs. However, she has yet to do that with this last molt. So I think we are doing a good job this time. You've got to go and keep their cage humid. If you don't do that, you're going to have yourself a hell of a time when it comes time for them to molt, because tarantulas need to have that humidity in order to successfully slip out of their exoskeleton. They don't just get internal moisture from water, they also get help from their environment. Kind of makes it a pill, because if you fall behind, you're going to have a very hard time. Thank you, Kieran. All right, Dad. By the way, folks, Kieran's probably looking for some subscribers too. If you want to go and help him out, that would be awesome sauce. This, here. You haven't seen it yet? Ooh, heavens. This is going to be our largest tarantula once it's done growing. Right now it's a juvenile. This is a Theraphosa apophysis, cousin to the Theraphosa blondie, which is the Goliath bird-eating tarantula.
They've both been given
Look at that.
but while Smudge waits evenly in that box, Mischief is
Now this tarantula is going to get about the size of a dinner plate. An American dinner plate. So like, its leg span is going to be wider than this cage right here. It is going to need a larger setup in the future. And that's what we're going to be using our first YouTube payment for. It's going out and getting some locking lid. Gonna get it anytime.
Today's the first day.
But we're going to go and get some locking lid totes that we can convert into tarantula tanks. That way we don't have to worry about cage clamps. And what we can do is go over to Ace Hardware. Back, please. You want to go back to see it again? All right. One more time. Make sure that you scare whoever is there with you so that you get a good reaction.
Not sure how that happens.
Oh, fuck. Pardon me, my inner thighs hurt. One last look. Then the next tarantula will be our heaviest gal that we have. That is the Theraphosa apophysis. That's how big she is now. But when she's done growing, her leg span is going to be wider than the top of her cage right here. Her fangs are already, I believe, about this long. She puts them through the roaches that we put inside of her cage when she's hungry. I've literally seen her do that. I was just like, oh my god. My name is Hiram. You can find me on Facebook. That's where I do a lot of my gaming.
time for the guys.
Here in the United States, especially in Oregon, you can own these pets without having an exotic pet license. They are fairly easy to take care of, at least for the most part. Oh, excuse me. I've also found a way, a backdoor into my old account, which I think is going to be the first place that I post that really funny video that I'm going to make. What? I think it's going to be hilarious.
Did not say a word.
All right, here we go. I'm going to go wash my hands real quick because I got some of the gunk on them. Move. All right. Oliver, stop.
Was oh god.
You know exactly what he's
That's
doing.
why I said never mind.
Yes.
Don't go by the door. No, go. Go.
He's like one or the other, man.
No, fuck that. Doggy does not tell me what to do in our house.
Finally arrived.
Don't give me that look. My life does not revolve around catering to those dogs.
Duchess disagrees immensely.
Yeah, well, Duchess disagrees on a lot of things. For instance, when I call her the B word instead of cute, adorable little princess puppy. By the way, we're talking about my dog. So, Whew.
I'm still nervous about getting the kitten. I hope it goes over well.
Well, first of all, we're getting our scent all over that kitten by holding it. That way the dogs can associate the kitten with us. We're going to be getting one in 2 weeks.
Speaking of, yeah. I just don't, we need to talk about if it's gonna be that Friday evening or wait till the Saturday morning.
Looking to bring their dogs and cats over.
Okay, here we go.
Easy, really, once we got.
I'm gonna go and buy a cat treat.
100% right. So happy. It's amazing.
What?
Just by hitting the freaking siege engine, we were able to break it. So, I don't know if they have any way up here anymore.
Ooh,
It's no.
get away from that door!
Where are you guys running? Where are you guys running? Where are you guys running? No.
Oliver.
You're a good boy, I know. You're a good boy.
He's just like, he's being mean to me.
Good boy.
Alright.
One of his travel companions.
This arm is weaker than my other arm. So, I gotta be like mentally preparing myself for these bullshit. Hey, how's it going? Oliver, you want attention, baby? You want attention, baby? Good boy. Alright, go on. Go on. Okay. Can't believe I lifted that 7 times again. Oh my God. Alright. So 2 sets of 7. That's better than last time. We're at 7, 6, 5. Hey Kieran, what's up? I see my legs hurt too much. Oh. All right. You're okay? Shit. Go. Oliver, no. You're not just going to hop from person to person looking for somebody to take you outside. You'll go outside at the end of the lot. Enough of this. Go to your kennel. Go to your kennel. Stop it. All right. There we go. Did he just throw a little bit of a tissy fit over there? Oh.
He was having a little trouble turning around.
Here we go. Oh, we got 10 likes. Hells yeah. I'm going with all messages. That's good. We got a bunch of people viewing this live. I do appreciate it. So this right here is technically our big gal. She is a Lasiadora Parabana. She is the only one that I can pet like that. Even when she does get startled, she hasn't whipped around like the other tarantulas to try to take a chunk out of me. The only time she's been super defensive is when it's over her water dish. Biscuits. You good? Technically, she is my biggest right now. She is about the length of my hand. We want to kind of leave her a dry spot. But like, yeah. She is massive. And she's not done growing yet. You see how big her we'll call it that. Her booty is? Her booty? Her dump truck? You see how big that is? Yeah. She is still eating as if she is growing, which means she is packing on loads of nutrition. Oh, I just lost a leg? Man. Oh well. She's putting on loads of nutrition. And I gained a leg. Yay! Whilst simultaneously starting to grow her next molt, or her next layer of skin. The molt's actually going to be the outer part. She's growing her next layer of skin under her old skin, and she is going to molt it off, much like crab do, or lobster do, crayfish do, scorpions, pretty much all of your insect world. Every animal that has an exoskeleton basically goes through a similar process. She is, we're going to go quote, unquote dangerous, but primarily the thing that you're going to have to worry about is a bacterial infection due to the fact that her venom is no stronger than that of what you typically get from a bee sting. The worst part about a tarantula bite is going to be the initial bite. Primarily due to the fact that their fangs are so darn long. It's not going to feel pleasant. They could even hit a few tendons on their way through. They could potentially, if they nail you in the right spot, even hit an artery. You'd have to be very unlucky and get a wrist, ankle, or throat shot. But they could hypothetically do it. All right? That is just the way the cookie crumbles. So when you get something sharp and pointy and it's jabbed into you at random, the likelihood may be small, but there's still a likelihood that you're not going to really pull through that well. You like spiders? Well, that's awesome. Depending on where you live, you can actually go and find your own spiders in your general area that aren't too unlike this one. So let's say you live out in Venezuela. You can go and try to find yourself one of the Theraphosas, like the Theraphosa popsits, which we already went and covered tonight. You could go, I wonder where the rest of our group is. You could go and find yourself a camel spider if you live in the Middle East. There are also several different scorpion species. It all depends on what you want to do. People who live in areas that have a wide variety of what we here in the United States would call exotic are very fortunate. Because where I live, we have garter snakes and newts and frogs and maybe the occasional rattlesnake or gopher snake. We have the rubber boa, but really, let's be honest, we hardly ever get to see that little bastard.
Yeah, but when you do see it, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Right. So we're going to put her away. We're going to get out our green bottle blue female. Well, not get her out, but we're going to go and try to take a peek at her. Where did I put? Alright, there they are. Always remember, of course, and remember to go and check out Kiran's profile, see if his not his live, but his profile is one you want to subscribe to too. He is giving me a lot of shout outs tonight. Figured I'd do the same favor. Always make sure you have them in a screen top cage. You go and you set a cage clamp on there. If you do not, make sure that you at least have something heavy like a weight. This is a 2.5 pounder. We have 2 of those on top of the Balfouri cage. Not that I expect them to be able to lift one off of there, but yeah, better safe than sorry when it comes to tarantulas, because they will actually go and check for weaknesses in their cages. Sometimes when you have a larger tarantula and it really does not like its environment, it'll chew through the mesh top. Now this mesh top is fairly sturdy. I'm not too worried about it. Hey, Kiran. Here we go. Where did Rosie go? Everybody just left.
Also known as the Ark, it's equipped to welcome almost
Okay. Alright, I will be right back. We still got to take care of 2 of these critters, and then we will lift weights again.
more than 200,000 animals passed through last year alone. And its dedicated team of over 40 staff are on hand every hour of every day. And are always prepared to respect the unexpected. Today, on Animal X. Relaxing and find out of your house. Your acquaintances get flexible.
Oh, no way. That's going to be interesting.
And shipment is fine. Comes with a help. This animal bites do not open. There's always a conference food, so we do that straight around the bite.
Happy to baby.
Sorry, let's compare and contrast with how Hiram was talking to Oliver earlier and what I'm talking to you now. It's kind of like, not that I don't do the same thing, but it is kind of a hilarious compare and contrast.
And today, at Winnow, great, expected to live. 7-month-old black leopard.
So that's me. We've got a little bit of he's gone in for Thailand.
Holiday makers Kyle and puppy Bruno. Hello, in the time.
He was only about 2 months old. He was in really bad condition, very malnourished, no water, covered in sunburn.
Alright.
I just seen this like look at me,
Alright, we've got this filled up.
I said, I remember everything I went to see you, no matter how long it takes, you're going to get returned.
Imogen took to social media to ask the public how to get Bruno back to the game. And by faith, grace.
When we first got through, I put it on Instagram. We rescued this boy, and we don't know, we don't know how. Brain contacted me, and we
Jesus.
put him to court and everything. So we everything needs to be in it every step of the way, and honestly,
We need to be very careful with this.
he's got quite a big following, actually.
This is a tarantula molt. This is actually a molt from our little girl up here. This is our secondary confirmation molt that told us that she was in fact a she.
But as the deputy
Why is that not wanting to work?
no the Indian until customs is cleared. Bruno's still on the plane. There's a long holiday.
Hopefully everything will run smoothly, and then it won't be long until he's back with us. And then
That's not what I wanted to do. Hopefully we didn't damage it too much. But this is what their molts look like. And that
Of the 50-odd staff, 10 are apprentices. While they're here, they'll learn all aspects of the job and get hands-on with as many animals as possible. And today,
That
as a treat,
right there, between the book lungs, is the ventral. It's what you want to look for if you're trying to confirm that the female that you own is in fact a female. Ventral sexing like that is by far the best way to do it. It is the most clear-cut way to confirm male-female. There is no denying it once you get there. Alright, here we go. This
is a more that's quite
is our green bottle blue cage. Oh, hold on. There she is. Just chilling like a villain. Sleeping off her last kill. That is a female green bottle blue. We tried pairing her with a male, but rather than doing the dirty, she molt instead, which is fine. It means that she was not ready to have children. Now, these tarantulas need to be misted every other day to every 3 days. So you gotta come in.
What I'm trying to do is basically get away from the wall.
Morlax crops have strong muscles that fast run, so the potential for them to react explosively is very good.
Is that their training croc?
Yep.
From this point,
Come through. Make sure her water is topped off. Some tarantulas will actually dunk their entire top half into their water dish, which is actually acceptable. You don't want to necessarily freak out. So long as their book lungs are above the water, they're fine and they're breathing. I have a tendency of calling that snorkeling. It is goofy, but it is so necessary because could you imagine drowning your tarantula on accident just trying to give it water? Duchess! Duchess!
A little confused, are we?
Oh my god, that dog and her father. She was just on top of her father's, and yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm gonna need therapy.
No?
I'm gonna need therapy. It's as simple as that.
She only had like one, she was barely even mounted. I mean, she had like one leg over and started.
Those family ties run deep, apparently. I'm going to hell.
Her, you just had to like continue with it, man.
Yeah.
That was so good if you just left it alone.
And she's like, wow.
Kind of wondering where my original. Are they saying anything on the Discord? Because it's like my original following is just not here tonight. No offense, I do like new folks, but I grew accustomed to their presence. All right, so this is our beautiful girl. Her name is Charlotte. Charlotte is a white knee tarantula. She is what I would consider to be a medium-sized tarantula. She is large in comparison to what a lot of people here in the United States have to deal with, at least on the West Coast. Okay, at least in Oregon. California still gets some of those tarantulas that are absolutely massive. They also get what are known as false tarantulas, which are technically a form of true spider. Oh, she's been webbing a little bit. You can see it right there. But here in Oregon, we usually naturally just get house spiders that are kind of big. Now, this girl right here is quite the conundrum. She is supposed to be a tropical terrestrial tarantula. Not supposed to be semi-arid. But let me tell you, this girl does not like to stay out if her cage is too moist, which is why we've let it get to the condition that it's in right now. She wants to be a little bit deserty. I mean, if that's her preference, it's okay. But I don't want her to dry out too much because it's actually incredibly important that they maintain the correct level of humidity in their cage so that if the day comes that they molt again, they're not going to have a hard time. Now, she, I believe, is an adult female, which means she's not likely going to grow anymore, and she is simply going to eat to exist. That being said, her appetite has dwindled quite a bit, but she is clearly healthy, moving about freely with little to no indication that she is having any sort of health issues. And we're down to 0. But we did get 10 likes. 10 people came through like the live. We did get some of our OG members. But I'm still going to keep going, just in case there are those who are still here. Generally speaking, this species is an insectivore, like so many. However, the larger a tarantula species gets, the more likely it is to snack on vertebrates and invertebrates. So this critter right here could potentially pick on, baby mice, small snakes. It'd definitely go and cannibalize if it was hungry. Now, I know she's not hungry because... Oh, wait. Do we have food balls in here? I don't see crickets. Huh. There we go. And of course, we have the Mochi. Mochi is a leucistic ball python, which means he is white with blue eyes. We just poured water into his enclosure yesterday to boost the humidity. It is important that ball pythons have like 60% humidity in their cage, if not a little bit more. It helps them with their shedding processes. A lot of people seem to assume that animals get their moisture specifically from drinking water. This is not necessarily true. As a matter of fact, it isn't true. There are some animals out there that need to have higher humidity simply to do things such as molt and shed. Case in point, ball pythons and tarantulas. Now, there are some species of tarantulas that need to have less humidity or almost no humidity. Those are arid species tarantulas. Those that might live in grasslands or deserts. I think some of them might have come through, but I don't want to be disappointed because it means that they are off enjoying their lives. And we know that acid has been moving and grooving in a healthy direction, which is more than acceptable. But The problem with being human is that you miss the clique that you were hanging out with. So,
Corner kids.
like the corner kids, when your group of people is busy off doing their own thing, you tend to get moved because they're missing. Is it fair to them? No. But it is a part of being human. Right, honey? So, I will try to keep my composure and just picture them doing like the extremes to which they like to do. And I hope
Gio's probably finally passed out.
yeah, Gio and Durs better both be fucking asleep right now.
Durs came in for life at the beginning.
Did he?
Thought so.
Hold on. Whoop. Yeah, Durs came in,
Learning on the job never stops.
goes back to bed. Yeah, so Durs is falling asleep.
Rosie was on, right?
Rosie's on right now. She said, I'm surprised the usual gang isn't really here tonight unless I miss them. Yeah. I don't blame people for going and doing their own thing. That's life, and I always tell people I'm happy for them when they go out and like have a night on the town, go and hang out with their physical friends that are in their area. Go play with their cats, go watch a movie. Just be themselves. I always say that's a good thing. I'm never going to get mad at them, and I'm not.
Unless they end up on the news.
Unless they end up on, I swear to fucking God,
Let's be
if
very
any of you motherfuckers out there who watch my live wind up on the news for anything other than good news, you're motherfucking in trouble. I told you. I'm not going to pretend slap my phone because the last time I did that, I slapped my phone. I told you. I better not see you on the news unless it's good news. So, all y'all motherfuckers out there who are consistently coming on here and hear my outro, local paper count, like penny. Like penny power, if you know. No, I have no idea what that is. But yeah, for those new here, I have an outro that I do. I better not see you on the news unless it's good news. If I see any of you motherfuckers on the news and it's bad news, shame. Shame on you. Shame on your parents. Shame on your ancestors. Shame. Or what is it? Shame on you. Shame on your parents. Shame on your household, I think is how that joke goes. What?
Shame on you, shame on your something else, and shame on your cow.
Oh.
It's a smooth thrill.
Okay, here we go. Oliver, get away from the door. I am so tired of having to tell you no. Holy cow! Mystic Lotus showed up. It's good to see you, friend. Everybody's kind of off doing their own thing, and we were talking about the cons of being human when folks you're used to seeing aren't seen.
Deputy Manager Ross can give him a
It might be construed as complaining.
$100 fine that's en route to Canada.
Alright,
Stopping here. Still needs
50 pounds is a bit much, okay? I'm hoping for 6. Here we go. Ah.
Are you sitting on
Shit I've ever seen, man.
Oliver is sitting on Dutch's.
6.
Oh,
I think that's
dude.
how he decides he wins. He either sits on her or lays on her.
That's so final too. He couldn't get whatever he wanted from her, so he tucked over there and just sat straight on
No,
top
that-
of her.
My favorite thing is when he was not winning in an outright fight for the toy, right? And he just let his legs give out and he fell on top of her and laid there. And I was like, you're smothering her under your weight.
Yeah.
Did you get the toy, Duchess? That used to be a duck. Now it's just,
Scrap.
ugh.
Hey, when was the last you repair a barn? I saw the new tab.
It's a salmon pink bird eater. Is it a sling?
How do those things even survive it?
Overnighting, that's the only way. The other arm, and then we go and we take care of the scorpion, the other tarantulas, do another set, that'd make 4, and then we go and take care of the roaches, and then maybe do another set, that'd make 5. And then hopefully the arms get bigger. I want it to the point where the sleeves on my work uniform are tight.
Aren't they already?
No, they're like hanging. I want them to be tight like this t-shirt is tight. Someday I want somebody to point to my arm and be like, your arm's as white as my thigh. That's a win. All right. Someday. You fucking dogs. Here we go. Oh, fuck. That last one, this is my weaker arm, so that's always fun. But this is the arm, the hand that's injured, so it's kind of a catch-22. Whew. Now, let's bring out the scorpion. Wait, what time is it? 9:30 now. Move! Oliver, do you need attention? Do you need attention? Look at this. Would you look at this dog? Oliver, would you need attention? Come here. Come here. No, we're not going outside. Oh, that's just fun right there. Yeah, do what you want. Good boy.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Guys, don't do that. Don't drop there.
We're gonna move this stuff over. Oh, we should have known the dogs wouldn't eat that.
What?
I said we should have known the dogs wouldn't eat that. We tried giving it to them before. They didn't like it.
I thought they did.
Duchess! What's in this bag again?
Shampoo, conditioner, and icy hot.
Okay. Oliver, get away from the door. Dude, I will take you out when I am done with the other animals. It's like talking to a brick wall. Oh. Micah, Wolf threw up in the back of his kennel.
It's nice.
Okay, so next up we have. Oh, you're fine. You're a-okay, child. When have we ever been okay? I was rough with you once. He looked at me like he was sorry.
I haven't seen him in his food, so there's always a possibility that it's because he's not eating his fucking food.
Yeah. And then he goes and he takes like 3 shits. Make it make sense.
He only took one so far.
Bet you if I had the time to take him out, he'd take 4. Sometimes he shits rocks. Like, I swear to God, he shits charcoal. Alright. So this right here is an Asian forest scorpion. It is tropical, it is terrestrial, and it's got a wonky back leg. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. Usually when these animals start having issues with like their legs, they will go and molt. Sometimes they'll molt and they'll lose a leg and then molt and gain a leg back. Sometimes they're just getting old. Now I was told that these critters live what? 4 to 6 years? So we should still have her for another 3, at least. Unless she was much older than we knew when we got her from Petco. She is just a little bigger than she was. Care is pretty straightforward. You want to keep their dirt relatively moist to drive up the... Oh, sorry. To drive up the humidity. I'm going to wait for my bro to take care of something before we do the nighttime thing. Wolfie, he's not feeling good. Baby puppy.
Well, I'm being completely honest with you, he seems absolutely fine, other than that he just threw up.
He's done that a couple times. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a problem with me pulling out the excess hair that you're shedding?
one time he wanted out, he went and threw up, and then went pee.
This dog, his whole coat is like molting. All right. Time for the nighttime thing. Do you want the lights off over you? Well, not lights, just your light. I was just wondering, otherwise I was...
I understand what you said. It's only gonna be for a second.
Alright, here we go. Oh, that fucking helps. God, leave the light on. Alright, so if you're in an area where you want to go and hunt scorpions, you're in an area that has scorpions, you want to assess what you're assess what you are dealing with when it comes to their numbers. What you can do is get yourself a black light. Why get a black light, you say? Because of this. This is biofluorescence. It is a chemical reaction between the exoskeleton of the scorpion and the UV light coming off of this flashlight. The chemical compound in the exoskeleton of the scorpion will actually absorb the UV light and convert it into a light spectrum that we can more easily see. Hence, biofluorescence. Bioluminescence is where an animal's body produces the luminous effect on its own and doesn't need an external source of some kind. Now, all forms of scorpion have this one trait.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
It is very unique and incredibly cool. Tarantulas don't do it, scorpions do it.
I can see it again.
Can I get you to back up? Check that back leg. He's lifting it, but he's not extending it or retracting it. That's right. We're cool like that. We're a bunch of nerds up in here. Jesus, what was that?
Your dog,
Oh, fuck.
specifically.
That tracks. Alright. Now this is one of the arid species of tarantulas I was telling you about. This is a smaller species. So the habitat is much like the Balfouri. It needs to be very, very dry. Lift it up. Check this out. Actually, I think we can just do it this way. We don't usually do this, but first let's zoom out. There he is. He's got himself a spacious little pad in there. And I do not see his cricket friend, so I think he went and ate him. These critters are considered to be the more docile of the old world species. That being said, he did throw up a threat pose about 2 weeks ago. Freaking all because I did this right here. And then I spritzed into his water dish and he threw up his hands like he was going to go and kill me.
I know
So,
why he's so fat. Because that is the only way he wins at it.
Did you lay on her again?
No, she was winning the tug of war. And he decided, oh, okay, I'm going to lay down. And then he wasn't going anywhere.
well, how do you have the energy to bark like that when you just threw up?
Like I said, he seems okay. He may have gotten into some garbage, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Has he eaten his food yet?
No. Come on. Get off.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
All right.
Listen to me.
So this is our
Go eat your food.
Lacio Ciano. Oh, that needs to get
Go on,
cleaned out.
Wolf.
Lacio Ciano Sazamai. Child.
They're rebooting X-Files.
No fucking wait, they already tried that. I was about to get super excited. Like, who's gonna play Agent Scully and Mulder?
I'm looking in.
Food ball right there that was starting to mold. Icky, icky. These guys are very much terrestrial. However, as they age, for instance, this guy is an adult male, they will be less inclined to dig and less inclined to be under stuff. More inclined, at least as an adult male, to seek out female companionship. For those that don't know, male tarantulas typically have one goal in life once they mature out. They seek out...
Scully might be the same actress.
How? First of all,
She's aged really well.
That is true.
Like,
And it said he's approached her about it, and she didn't say no and said she might be up for it.
Who approached her?
The person who wants to,
Okay, but who's playing Mulder?
it doesn't say.
Okay, no. You
have you
can't...
ever watched 12 Monkeys?
No, I have not watched 12 Monkeys.
So it's basically like, they develop a time machine and it creates like a paradox because, the people come back in time to change things, but because they came back to change things, they actually were the one. I don't want to get far into it. Anyway, the main character, the guy, if you would, he would be perfect for Mulder.
In any case, male...
That's the original creator.
Yeah?
has given his blessings and is excited about it.
Huh.
This guy, the new.
Oh my God, Alf is here. So we have Lotus, Rosie. No, don't. No. Putting your dog nose on my tarantula lid. I will say there were some rather promiscuous scenes off the original X-Files. In any case, not as promiscuous as off of Stargate. That was just straight up wow. Male tarantulas typically have one goal in life, that is to find the Spaducci, I guess is what new kids would call it. It's probably the lamest version of intercourse you've ever seen. The male crawls up under the female, dabbles her undercarriage with his male essence that's on his forelimbs, his pedipalps, and then, depending on the species, which is most species actually, the female will try to come crashing down on the male. No, not this time, Alf, but it's a good guess. It is a good guess. Fed boys better stay away from my browser history. Joking. Now, we're not going to miss their cages this time because their soil is already fairly moist. I know, terrible.
You doing okay, huh?
My feet hurt. And my sides don't hurt as much as my feet, but I know they hurt. Because I played that boxing game for an hour and 50 minutes the other day. I'm hoping to make it so my biceps...
Yesterday, right?
Yeah. My biceps hurt more than anything else. But we'll see. We've already done 3 sets. 2 sets of 7. 1 set of 6. It's probably going to be 1 set of 5. And then the last set of 4. This is our other male Sazamai. His cage is looking a little bad right there. Don't you fucking do anything. Take that. Goofy freaking spider. So these guys ate on camera this last weekend. We know that they are fed. They might not necessarily be full, but you don't want to be power feeding your male tarantulas because that'll actually make them die sooner. Power feeding male tarantulas means they're going to be burning through their lifespan. You want to generally feed your smaller tarantulas 1 cricket a week. Larger males, 2 crickets, depending on size, of course. The size of the Sazamai. Critter Cult OnlyFans content. Fuck, almost. That picture my wife took the other day. Oh yeah. Just about there. Right, honey? No. Sometimes I think she's getting tired of my shenanigans. Alright. You don't know about the pic? No. I'm gonna send it. Okay, Lotus, you are on the group chat, right? I'm gonna send that pic to the group chat.
Did you eat any of your food? Huh?
The pic of me as my low-budget Iron Man. Oh, God, yeah. That's definitely going to the group now. Okay. We're gonna go and try for 5. 5 curls, 50 pounds. Last set was 6. The sets before that, 2 sets of 7. We are going to get bigger arms. Arms as big as thighs. Guys, that's the prize. All right. And then we go and we take care of. Ooh. You guys see that? The veins are coming up. Now, generally speaking, again, he keeps taking shrooms.
Jeez, hon, you didn't tell me about this event.
I'm not going to get it from 2 sides of this conversation. He keeps taking shrooms by the nearest homeless camp, and then he goes and he does gay shit with the homeless individuals, and then fantasizes about it being me, and then I have to deal with the fallout. Motherfucker.
Did you get a trophy?
Any case, motherfucker, if my reputation that you have set up on this group were to ever hit Portland, I would never hear the end of it. From Portland.
Ooh, too bad Cooper's not on here.
Oh, God. That would be horrifying.
You want a belt. I told you we should have put Sweet Cheeks on that one.
Stop helping him! Terrible. All right.
Was it a solid gold butt plug?
Fuck. Oh, for fuck's sake. Stop harassing the homeless individuals while you're on shrooms, man. How have the Fed boys not kicked down your door? For that matter, how have the Fed boys not kicked down my door? We have some questions to ask you about some nefarious dealings going on in the Midwest. Fuck, it wasn't me! It was not me!
No, I think that just stomping on my feet would be a shot how yesterday.
Oh, jeez.
What?
What you just said! I haven't even done I need to practice my poem and then do my poem tomorrow for the critter of the day. I have it ready, but at the beginning, nobody really showed up, and now it's too late. Oh, God. All right. Now, in the spirit of awkwardness, here are my roaches.
Has Oliver ever tried them now?
No.
I don't think so. I haven't actually knew who the fuck. Or not.
Alright. Now,
There's a chance you will put the hand ready to go. So that you can't pursue it.
that. Ooh, we almost had an issue.
All ready to go. Everyone on the team has got their fingers crossed. There's a plan.
Okay, I'm only seeing one. Those males need to have more ventilation put into their cage. It's bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Or we just need to do something about it.
That's what I mean.
No.
They need more ventilation. You want to...
That's what I was thinking. We're going through a lot of food for them if they're barely even using it at all.
Do you think we should just...
Almost. Where'd you put the package that was in here? I mean package.
Oh, it's right there?
Okay. And,
We never did go and try to ship them out. Nobody really bought into it. They never wanted any. So... Do you mind, Wolf? Get out of here.
Meanwhile, cargoes from around the world are headed to Rome for the conclave to choose a new pope. The latest from the Vatican side. The stock market plunging, the dollar's value falling. Christine Rose was smart to sell off. What it all means for you. President Trump defending his Secretary of Defense as a new controversy surrounds the exit. A report of another signal chat about plans for a military strike. But this time the Secretary's wife included in the chat. The emergency evacuation of the Orlando airport. Flames and smoke erupting from the engine of this Delta plane. And laser takeoff. The plane filled with capacity with nearly 300 people on board, forced to exit by emergency slides. Christy Noll, the Secretary of Homeland Security, robbed. Thousands of dollars in cash, inside stolen. But they're worried about the investigation tonight.
Seriously?
Good evening and welcome. The ancient Roman Catholic rites of loss and transition are underway at the Vatican, where the death of Pope Francis was formally recognized this evening. Many noting the poetry of his passing just a day after Easter. Late today, the Vatican listed his cause of death as stroke and irreversible heart failure. In 12 years as leader of the Catholic Church, Francis sealed his legacy as a reformer and challenged tradition. A pastor who forged a deep connection with the weak and vulnerable, and a model of humility. Tribute to the late Pope of Poirier, President Trump says he may God bless him and all who love him. The president ordered his wife.
Duchess, get... Oh my god. Child, if you don't fucking stop getting underfoot like that. She nailed me twice. Son. anymore. Someone mentioned that. Oh my god. No. What is going? Maybe they're molting? They could be. Some of them are on their backs and undulating.
Just days after greeting hospital staff who cared for him and also visiting with prisoners. Earlier this year, Francis was hospitalized for pneumonia. Returning to public
That's fucked.
all of it for Pope Francis. The love for his compassion for the sick, the poor, and the hungry. Both through the church and what he did was his mission to spread love and mercy. He left his home in March 2013. There was that poignant moment on the balcony.
Okay.
And bowing to them. Naming himself after St. Francis of Assisi, who ministered to the poor.
Alf was timed out. What the fuck?
His hotel, Bill, after the conclave.
Oh my god! Mystic was. She's like, it was all fun and games until he named me as the prime suspect for something. And then I just could not have that anymore. Bahama!
I don't blame you, Lotus.
Terrible.
The vision of the slums.
Lotus couldn't handle it anymore.
Hear himself to many of the faithful, declaring, I am the sinner. Accusing the Vatican bureaucracy he sought to reform, a spiritual Alzheimer's. The judge, when asked about a gay priest, his first though he opposed gay marriage. His more progressive views at times sparking criticism from conservative American bishops. On the world stage, he spoke out against the invasion in Ukraine and brokered a thaw in U.S.-Cuba relations. At one point, Francis saying couples who choose wives instead of children is a form of selfishness. Children brought out his best. Never more so than when he had a young boy on his parish visit in Rome. The boy's father had died, and he wanted to ask the Pope if his dad,
We're just
but he's too scared.
Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll start calling the adults. We'll figure out what's the best way to do it. And then we'll go from there.
Here.
We're talking about roaches, by the way. Orange head roaches, because we've got too many of them. Oh, Alf. You better not act shocked. I'm shocked that you lasted this long. I would let you get away with some shit, bro.
Wolf's eating.
Good.
Also coming in the midst of the church's ongoing sexual abuse scandals. Shocking revelations of the U.S.
Oh, hon, it's officially after Easter. You ever gonna eat kind of sheep and rabbit?
Yes, when I remember to.
To better protect children and vulnerable adults. Some don't think he always handled the subject well.
All right.
Chile's Cardinals, there was no abuse scandal in the survivor Juan Carlos Ruiz had changed the whole time. Goals for the source and understand the problem. So I give him credit for that. The folks staff now leads to that secretive and mysterious conflict where Cardinals under age 80 gathering inside the city chapel. Choose the Pope's successor. But tonight,
All right, honey, I'm gonna be aiming it in that general direction. Well, I just didn't know if you wanted to be on camera or not. All right. All right, go on. Duchess, go.
the Cardinals we did a moment ago were traveling to Vatican will first discuss plans for the Pope's funeral. Molly Hunter is at the Vatican tonight. Molly, you can
Whew. No, Duchess, go. Duchess, go. Go on. Nope. Go on. You guys will get to go out in a second. Time it. Ooh. Good thing we're finishing it up. Alright. It's because Wolfie's being a good boy. Proof? There's the Oliver. There's the Duchess. And there's the Wolfie. Little guy. And me. You guys have a good night. Stay safe. And remember, I better not see you on the news unless it's good news. And hopefully tomorrow I can start on my poems more.